I'm sure this conflict, as the name suggests, survive, revive, thrive, without any doubt is going to be very stimulating and constructive. Based on the agenda of this conclave, I surmise that you all have questions related to a variety of issues on the bleak business entrepreneurial scenario that we saw in context of the COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to reflect on such issues on a broader sense, with focus on how economies around the globe have been coping with this inevitable situation amidst the rapid deterioration of global health, irreparable loss of lives, and massive setback to the economy at large. Crucial to you as young entrepreneurs living and working in this area of knowledge economy and technology advancement, resilience, hope, and flexibility is the way out of this adverse situation. Now is the time for business to gear up, not only for survival, but to unleash yourself on the immense potential that will come in your way in future. You are all aware that growth can only be achieved only through innovation, perseverance, and sustainable effort. Almost all small as well established businesses, more particularly the tourism and hospitality sector, have taken a massive hits and are now desperately hoping for a bounce back. Many of us had to grapple with the loss of their families' good health. Some more lost their jobs and business, and many of us are burdened with what now seems like an irrevocable debt. Even in this bleak and pessimist scenario, some business were proactive to change and innovated themselves to the new opportunities to sustain and grow. One thing very good about us in Nepal is that we are blessed with a resilient human resources. More than 40% of our population is between 16 to 40 years. This has prompted a number of youths into business. We have survived numerous political challenges. The mega earthquake we survived, the 2015 blockade, which created a severe economic and humanitarian crisis, we came out of it. We cannot forget how tourism industry had virtually collapsed during the decade, more than a decade-long political upheaval, yet it blossomed back after there was a political settlement. So as Nepalese, we have that energy, that power, the capacity, the capability to come out of all these kind of situations and move forward and take whatever advantages that are going to come in the future. But how are we going to do it is the big question. COVID-19 has become a global pandemic, and it is unclear how long it will last. As countries around the globe are again locking down, social life has been significantly reduced with the detrimental effects on economic activity. The uncertainty around how long the situation will persist increases the complexity of formulating new policies and a concise response system. It is therefore important that business are proactive in assessing their risk. Like we all need to assess our risk. We need to be very proactive and assess our risk and see where we are vulnerable from both the operational and financial point of view. Persisting in the environment requires business to act decisively to mitigate risk and plan for rapid and slow recovery scenarios and associate impact on improving the business liquidity in the business. COVID-19 directly affects business continuity as business operation reduces supply chains dry up and demand plunges. These risks may quickly lead to liquidity risk, pressure on covenants. Banks have a lot of covenants, pressure on covenants, refinancing requirement, and then there are, of course, third-party risk that we all are going to face. Despite this gloomy picture that we all have anticipated, a multitude of opportunities have come about business, and business are gradually changing. The way we did our business will not be the same as customers' demand, habit, and preference have all undergone a significant change. Organizations are reorienting today and re-engineering their business process. Immediate focus are in turn around, how to turn around the business, and how to improve the cash position. A survey was carried out by HP Asia SMB Report 2020, which included 8 countries: Australia, India, Indonesia, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, and Vietnam. The survey found that the Indian companies are much more proactive and confident in moving ahead in this crisis. We do our business in similar term. Our social engagements are similar to what is done in India. And probably this would reflect to some extent, how we do business and how our Indian counterparts do business. What it was found that 73% of SMEs in India said they would survive the current downturn in comparison to average 60% in other parts of Asia. In fact, in India, 60% SMEs are claiming that they would thrive in the operation in the post-COVID world. Very important. 61% have that energy, the capacity, the will, and the confidence that they would do much better than what they did before in the post-COVID era. 60% of the SME believe that pandemic has brought about a great opportunity to reformulate their business strategies. Definitely, COVID has changed the way we are doing business. Even in bank today, what we did initially and what we are doing now is completely changed. We had a traditional setup. We had a traditional organization where we would sit down in the office and approve our credit proposals, memos, made decisions sitting in a meeting and all. It's all gone now. We are virtually connected amongst our peer groups for all meetings through electronic means. And this has resulted in a more interaction, more fruitful, discussions, and we have seen that it is yielding more results. Similarly, all lendings that were, all approvals that were done, manually have all gone towards electronically, digitalization is the way forward. I'd like to share with you that we are under the guidance and support of our regulatory bodies, namely for us as a bank, the central bank. And there are business houses as well, whose opinions we do value. And other business leaders have brought some relief program through subsidized lending. We at Kumari Bank Limited help companies respond to crisis. Our relationship managers are trained, to provide you what is best is going to be for you. So if you are banking with Kumari Bank Limited and you have a lending situation where you feel very vulnerable, our relationship managers would be very happy to advise you how to go about. And, we'll try to, make a way forward which is going to be, easier for you to sustain yourself, to maintain your position, and then, of course, to grow in the future. And we at Kumari Bank there are definitely going to be there to help you. But as individual, as people who are in business, how we are going to do it, I have summarized few points. The most important point I believe is that you need to have the belief and the self-confidence that you can do it. This is the most important thing. No matter what technology, what business process you have, if you do not have the self-belief and the confidence, you'll not be able to move ahead. Self-belief is your confidence. Self-belief and confidence are kind of very similar. Self-belief is your confidence that you will be able to do it and achieve it. And confidence comes from the knowledge and the belief, the knowledge that you have, the ability, the skills that you have, that experience that has come about you gives you the confidence. So first of all, before you venture into anything or you draw up any plans, you need to have the belief and the self-confidence that you will be able to do it and you will be able to overcome whatever the crisis is and how you will come out. Second, immediately we need to focus on something that's very, very important. We cannot let our company bleed at all. The COVID-19 situation has put into such a vulnerable position where, the companies, instead of making profit, have been bleeding. So we need to see how we can control our expenditure, how we can cut down our cost, develop For this, you need to develop short-term action plan your short-term liquidity. See like what funding requirements you would have to come out of the crisis, or come out of this crisis. Work with your bank, negotiate with your bank, and make it easier for you so that there are no crises for you, every time you cannot handle and cannot, fight crisis. Don't agree to situations which you will not be able to handle, Look for a way out, negotiate, develop your negotiation skill. If you are sincere and your intent is very clear, the financial institutions are going to let you, come out of this situation. They're going to make a way for you where it's going to be easier for you to come out of it and move ahead in this situation. And you need to manage your customers also. You can't let your customers run away. You see how you can manage your customers, what innovations you can do to deliver whatever service you're providing, whether you were in the service industry or you whether on the retail industry or whether you want to whatever in the IT industry or whatever. You need to work out a way, where you can approach your customers and see how you can fulfill their demands. You literally need not open the shop 24/7 to do that. There are other ways that have come in, and you need to figure it out what is best for you. Develop new strategies. The way forward is zoom in your core focus. What is your core strength? Identify your core strength, what you can manage and what you cannot manage. You need to know that, very, very important for you all. This will involve resetting business plan. You need to reset your business plan, including growth, earning, expenditure. Deep focus on customer retention, like I said earlier, including paying attention to quality of product, service, and value orientation. Preserving capital, you need to save your capital. You cannot, like I said, you to stop, let the company bleed. Ensure expenses are incurred only on important items. And see that what you were doing, is it going to yield something for you in the future, or you need to move out of it and do something else as well, depending on your core strength and what your value systems are. And sometimes, ensuring positive cash flows might, involve you, give up certain business and to move ahead in other areas also. So you need to work out the strategy on your own. This will enable you to maintain, I would say, a reasonable, healthy balance sheet, which is going to be your, a stepping stone for your future endeavors. If you bleed, if you destroy, if you finish, your future again is going to be very bleak. So you need to, ensure that you have a stepping stone there for you to move ahead in the future. You need to transform to a new way of working. While all business activities that require, like I said earlier, physical interaction have suffered, the pandemic has presented opportunities for contactless world of digital business. Many schools and workplaces have transformed to remote technologies. However, these technologies have been around for a while. These technologies were there for a while. But in the bank, again, we were not using this technology. The pandemic has given us this opportunity, to think differently and to move ahead. The key challenge remains to make this form of working more effective and sustainable, so that we don't revert to orthodox ways anymore when we come over this COVID. While there is a necessity to adopt this form of working now, we need to be careful about how the transition into the new era, new way of working. Very important for all to see that, how we tread into this new era. The culture change has to be handled very carefully. In our organization, people are resistant to change. People do not change at all. We personally do not want to, change at all. The only thing that's constant in the world today is change. So we need to change and evolve. Change only evolves us. Change only allows us to grow. So we have to handle this, People really sometimes do not want to change at all, They are content doing what they are doing. But this is not going to be the way forward. So even your recording, whatever you were doing, the maintaining your files and all, everything has to be now digitally done. Digitally doing this would cost money also, but in a longer run, it's going to pave the way for us to future growth and more prosperity. Cisco carried out a study in India recently, and it found that the SME and the micro sector is going to add, in the next 2 to 3 years, is going to add more than $200 billion in the GDP by embracing technology. So technology is inevitable for us. Without technology, and this will not be able to move forward, and this platform, COVID, gives us an opportunity to see how we can do our business in a different way. Technology brings in that efficiency, the effectiveness, and more accuracy. It makes all our dealings so transparent that for genuine business people, it becomes more easier to approach a bank and to get loan and all, while doing manual transaction or over-the-counter transaction. There is an element where transparency may not be there at all times, but with digital transformation comes in the forefront, and banks and other financial institutions would be very glad, to support such business entities, and people who embrace technology would be the winners in the future. And like I said earlier, from COVID, certain businesses may become redundant, and some new business may come in. So, during the period of moderate and high growth, companies don't typically focus on an area where the effort to growth is not attractive. I have been telling my hotel friend, people who are in the hotel business, there are many hotels coming around in Kathmandu and in other parts of Nepal. I am telling them 2022 is going to be a boom in tourism. With the COVID vaccine already coming up, people all over the world, are wanting to get out of it. And 2022 is going to be the era where there's going to be a big boom in tourism. So I have told these people, this is the time when you can, upgrade your facilities, develop your hotels to ensure more comfort and benefit to your customers. And this is a time when you can start marketing about your hotel as well, because 2022 is going to be a great year for all of us. Developing and transforming and renovation, refurbishing, etc., would take about, a period of 1 year, 7, 8 months. So this is the time when, we develop, and at the end of 2021, if we are ready, 2022 is going to be a great year. With the hotel and tourism industry, a lot of other business comes in for us. Businesses, that cater to the hotel, for example, it could be farming, it could be agriculture, it could be poultry farming, it could be livestock, service industry, transportation industry, communication, all sort of business come in, and people get opportunities also for new openings and new places to work through. Companies could, for instance, identify the operational white space opportunities that we tapped. For example, Kumari Bank in particular, with SME, to work out a way forward to enable them to sustain in the present and grow in the future. So at the bank, for us, our focus is the SME and the small businesses. We welcome all small business, SMEs and small business to come up, because this is the opportunity for the ones who are already in to sustain themselves and to restart and to come up with new ideas, and for new startup ventures also. This is the time when you should plan and go ahead and see like what all you are going to be in good and how you can go about in the future. Like I said, digitalization is going to be in the forefront. Without digitalization, even getting to do business is going to be very difficult. Getting finance is going to be very difficult. So please, everyone will have to focus and see how digitalization. Digitalization, of course, is going to be costly. It is not that we can, adopt digitalization over a period of time, but slowly we need to move ahead on this, one at a time. In the bank also, it is not that we are fully digitalized at this point in time. We are moving towards that. We believe that in another 5 years, the bank should be in a position where we are completely digitalized. We are going to be, a digital bank in 5 years, or probably 7 years' time. So for that, we have already framed up a plan to go, how we can move ahead. Already we have many products in place. For example, we recently started one product wherein through a mobile app, you could instantly get a 1 lakh samako loan. 1 lakh samako loan, instantly you can get it in few minutes only, that loan. So that product has become quite popular. That product is basically for salaried people who have salary accounts, and it's become, people have found it very useful, in this period of time, when there's so much of difficult time. Turantai offices or rula pani tyo, it's become easier, they don't have to give loan to their employees. They can ask, the employees to revert to that module and take loan, So similarly, there are other products. What we are trying to do is now, we are trying to, change the way that we process our credit. Most of the credit now in the coming years is going to be on a psychometric platform, wherein you will be filling in your number of questions that the bank would be submitting. The app would be, at the moment you download the app, there will be a number of questions that you will be answering. And you would be putting in your application for what loans you want, and you would be putting in all the data over there. And then the system would generate a unique number where you could track down what your application is, where your application, the lead time for such applications, we're still working on it. It could be varying from 5 days to 7 days. And you all would know, you will literally would not be required to follow up in an application on a day-to-day basis, or to come to the bank with all your data and all that. You could simply download and forward it to the bank, and the bank would process and would call you for the interview before the final disbursement. So all these things are changing, making payments, paying your electricity bill, paying your purchases, paying your school fees, your children's school fee, all is happening through mobile app. And this has really saved you time, effort, and energy for everyone. Like if you have a bank that is about 5 kilometers away from your home, you don't have to travel it. You can immediately do it from your home. The QR code, people are finding the QR code payment system very easier. You don't literally need to carry the cash. Go to the shop that has a QR, just scan your mobile, and the payment is done. And you put in the code and the payment is done. So all these things are changing. And as young entrepreneurs, you all need to get into these strides to ensure that your business is geared up to take the opportunities that are coming in the future. One thing very important for all of us over here is that as business entrepreneurs, for us very important is that when we are working in our organization, we need to very clearly communicate with our employees. Communication becomes very critical for us. A wrong communication may bring losses to the organization. A clear communication would bring loads of profit for us. In this tiring time, clear communication with all stakeholders is very essential. Communicating well with the employees about the change that are essential to the business is paramount. So what you are changing, how you're going, your employees should be on the same board along with what your thought and process are going about. Miscommunication can be very costly, resulting in misunderstanding, low morale, broken trust, which can have detrimental effect to the organization. Many Nepalese workers returning home and the subsequent dearth of remittance income and the increasing trend of joblessness, we feel that the banks in Nepal, and definitely Kumari Bank, can be the beacon of hope for those of you who seek to grow by investing their time and energy in the local agriculture, tourism, and other small-scale sector in the industrial realm. Lending facilities like Yuva Swarojgar program, subsidized agricultural lending, deprived sector lending, Mahila Udyami Karja, and the recent NRB issued business survival circulars, which has provisions for bridge gap loans, lending for business continuity, and rebate for all such businesses that took direct hits, followed by the COVID-19 pandemic, gives us an opportunity to regroup ourselves and move ahead. Yuva Swarojgar is a startup venture, is for startup ventures. The loan amount is between 2 to 3 lakh rupees, and there's with a group guarantee, it's up to 8 lakh rupees. You can mortgage a land without a road. Women entrepreneurs, preference for women entrepreneurs, and the loan and the interest rate for such loan is between 5 to 6%. Similarly, deprived sector lending. In deprived sector lending, the insurance is free. The insurance comes with the package, so you don't have to worry about the insurance. And their loan amount is also a little bigger, and you can, again, the interest rates are very low, between 5 to 6%. Mahila Udyami Karja, the interest rate is between 3 to 6%. It depends on the tenure, and the loan amount is between 5 crores to 10 crores. For 5 crores, the interest rate would be around 3-4%. For 10 crores, the interest rate would be around 5-6%. Kumari Bank was able to disperse funds to the hard-hit sectors of the economy through the bank COVID loan facilities, which provided up to 10% discount to the customers who made timely installment payment on the interest liability for the period Vaisak Asad 2077. Similarly, upon the advice of NRB, a 2% rebate on the interest liability for the same period as a measure of relief to the struggling business was provided, which has helped startup ventures and SMEs to gain their footing and in the uncertain hour. These programs under proper guidance will what I'm talking about is the entire way we're going to do it, whether it's the banking sector, the private sector, the SME sector, we all have to move in hand. We all need to understand each other's requirement. We need to understand what your thought process and what you want. So we need to work together, collaborate, and develop a product which is going to be suitable for you and which the bank can, and which comply to bank standards and rules and regulation. Crisis and chaos are going to be two different things, but with technological innovation at our fingertip, we can turn the chaos into opportunity. When we go from a stable period to crisis to chaos, I believe this will bring us all to our toes and give us the opportunity to analyze our existing business practices, rework on our loopholes, become more creative, and emerge better equipped to deal with the unforeseen future. We have to find lost hope amid the time of despair, keep ourselves updated with the tools and aids at our disposal, and seek a united way of this in this difficult hour. 2020, without a doubt, has been a difficult time for all of us, but we must be hopeful for 2021. Will bring a year of not only chaos and rapid change, but also a window of opportunity. These time of chaos will reshuffle the deck and create enormous opportunities for those who are resilient and are unafraid to roll with the changing times. While we are hopeful that safe and effective vaccines will come to our rescue and serve, and severe mutation of this deadly virus will also be contained with as little harm to humanity as possible. Until this, we need to accept that our situation is the new normal and move about accordingly. Once again, I want to thank the conclave for giving me the opportunity. I'm sure this conclave is going to, bring out the newness, the way we're going to work tomorrow, and bring out a lot of success and opportunities for you all to come. The success and opportunities are there for all of us, but we all need to go there out and pick it up. And all I can say is, best of luck, wish you all the best, and 2021 is going to be here. We hope we are going to enjoy ourselves, and we see our business grow rapidly and the Nepalese economy moving towards greater height. Thank you once again. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.